Holy Spirit in Islam and Christianity. Differences in belief. The concept of the Holy Spirit is central in Christianity and Islam, but each religion views its nature, role, and significance quite differently. Christianity considers the Holy Spirit a fundamental part of the Divine Trinity, while Islam regards the Holy Spirit as a created being, an important angel, or a manifestation of God's guidance. Exploring these differences sheds light on broader theological distinctions between the two religions. 1. The Holy Spirit in Christianity. In Christianity, the Holy Spirit is an integral part of the Holy Trinity, alongside God the Father and Jesus the Son. This Trinitarian belief holds that God exists as three distinct persons sharing one divine essence. The Holy Spirit is not merely a messenger or an intermediary but is understood as fully divine and co-equal with the Father and the Son. This doctrine has roots in the New Testament, where Jesus promises the coming of the Holy Spirit, referring to it as the Comforter, or Helper, John chapter 14 verse 26. Christians believe the Holy Spirit actively guides, sanctifies, and empowers believers, inspiring virtues like faith, love, and patience. Through the indwelling of the Holy Spirit, Christians experience God's presence and receive gifts such as wisdom, prophecy, and discernment, allowing them to act according to divine will. The Holy Spirit, therefore, serves both as a guide for individual believers and as a source of unity within the Christian Church. 2. The Holy Spirit in Islam. Islam's concept of the Holy Spirit diverges significantly from the Christian doctrine of the Trinity. In Islamic theology, God, Allah, is strictly monotheistic and without any division in his nature. The idea of a divine Trinity is explicitly rejected in Islam, as it is seen as compromising God's oneness, or tawhid, which is the central tenet of Islamic belief. The Holy Spirit in Islam is generally identified as the angel Gabriel, Jibril in Arabic, who delivered God's revelations to the prophets, including the Quran to Prophet Muhammad. The Quran refers to the Holy Spirit as Ruh al-Qudus, meaning, the Spirit of Holiness. This spirit is seen as a divine agent through whom God communicates but is not divine itself. Muslims do not believe the Holy Spirit indwells within individuals or is part of God's essence. Instead, it is considered a manifestation of God's guidance and a means of supporting the prophets in their missions. 3. Differences in role and function. In Christianity, the Holy Spirit has an intimate and personal connection with each believer, embodying God's ongoing presence and influence in their lives. The Holy Spirit is believed to act from within individuals, cultivating spiritual gifts and empowering believers to live out their faith in accordance with God's will. This concept of internal sanctification is pivotal in Christian spirituality. Islamic tradition, by contrast, views the Holy Spirit as playing a role external to individual believers. Muslims regard the Holy Spirit as assisting in delivering divine messages, but it does not have a direct, personal relationship with individual Muslims. Unlike the Christian view where the Holy Spirit continuously works within believers, Islam's Holy Spirit is not seen as a perpetual presence within individuals but as an external manifestation of God's message and will. 4. Influence on worship and spirituality. The differences in the understanding of the Holy Spirit also shape worship practices and the spiritual life in both religions. Christians often pray to the Holy Spirit for guidance, strength, and divine gifts, recognizing it as a direct source of divine connection and spiritual insight. The Holy Spirit's role in the personal faith journey and communal worship is central to Christian spirituality. Islamic worship does not involve prayers to the Holy Spirit, as God is the sole object of worship. Muslims pray directly to Allah and seek guidance through the Quran and the example of Prophet Muhammad. The Holy Spirit, in the Islamic sense, is not invoked for personal guidance or strength. Rather, its role remains as a channel through which divine revelation was historically communicated. Conclusion. The concept of the Holy Spirit represents a major theological divide between Christianity and Islam. In Christianity, the Holy Spirit is divine, personal, and intimately involved in the lives of believers, whereas in Islam, it is a created being, a means of divine communication, and entirely separate from God's essence. These differences reflect the broader theological frameworks of each religion: Christianity's Trinitarian theology versus Islam's strict monotheism. Exploring these distinctions offers insight into the unique ways that both faiths understand God, revelation, and the process of spiritual guidance.